Disclaimer: the following podcast is satire. No content within should be taken seriously. Do not try anything mentioned in the podcast at home.
Welcome to episode 39 of the Meme Hole. We're going to speedrun this one. Player one has
For many
his
reasons.
precious show to get, can't be missed.
Nope. I literally have watched it religiously since like 2018. Then I was doing my PhD in the lab, and then Tuesday evenings, 9 p.m. Always. Love me, you, simple as.
It's a good night to claim, isn't it, Tuesday? I reckon that's probably the day, rather, I could get rid of if I had to get rid of a day. So, well done making it worthwhile.
Yeah, Tuesday's now hands down my favorite day of the week. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's jump in.
Oh, this week's memes, eh?
Last
Right.
year's week's memes.
Throwback time.
Yeah.
So we have Jordan Peterson confessing to being attracted to these styles. Maybe take a little closer look at these styles.
Also, Croatia's getting absolutely demolished for those who are watching the World Cup. Rip Croatia.
Oh, it's completely over for me now. The
This
World
is
Cup,
the, what was I going to say? It's the biggest destruction of former Yugoslavia since the 90s.
Yeah. Have you seen Argentina's been going toe to toe with everyone complaining why there's no black people in their team? Like everyone's been apparently saying that there's been a few articles anyway pointing out that there aren't many black. If you actually look at the ratio of black people in Argentina, it's like 0.67% or something like that.
Shit.
And the Argentinians aren't having it. Yeah, they're going back on them. They're going back on them.
Why are there no white? Are there white people in the Moroccan team?
I mean, they have the Mediterranean, shall we say, complexion.
Oh, have we got a bread check inflation that's related to this one?
I could pull it up.
So yeah, this chart's basically showing that all the things you don't need that are government subsidised are increasing. No wait, all the government subsidised things are increasing, which you need things like, oh my god, I can't read it. Electricity, insurance, housing, childcare, all the important things. Whereas TVs and computers going down.
Right.
Really?
So Hovis, £1.40. At the start of the year, it was £1.10, which means we get literally 30% inflation, give or take a couple of percent.
Jeez, I just saw an article before I jumped on that it was telling people how to heat their home to save money, like the perfect temperature.
Yeah, it's like this double whammy, right? On one side, we don't have any. We have to like spare energy to the point where electricity companies are like emailing people asking them if they could like turn down the power. And then on the flip side, it's so cold that you have to like tell elderly people to heat their homes to like above 17 degrees, so they risk having a stroke or something. Incredible. It's
I have a friend.
absolute clusterfuck.
I have a friend that's using his oven as a heater, and I've told him I don't think that makes any sense.
Why is he using his oven as a heater?
He was like, genius. I was like, I don't think it is genius, but
Oh, there is so. Do not try this at home. And to anyone listening to this, do not try this at home. But it is possible to quite efficiently heat your house using candles and a flower pot. And you have like 3 or 4 candles, and you put a flower pot on top of them. And then that way, the heat from the handles heats the flower pot, and the flower pot redistributes the heat around it, rather than the heat from the candles just going up. Do you know what I mean? Because heat will travel upwards, and so heat from the candles would normally just go into the ceiling, so you wouldn't feel anything. But if you put a flower pot, like a little hole, over the candles, it's gonna distribute the heat horizontally, allegedly, and it is going to heat up your room quite efficiently. Allegedly. Do not try this at home. Untested. Listen to your doctor's advice. Always consult with your authorities before you do anything.
One thing I do is dry my clothes in my room and put them like near the heater, because then the moisture gets in the air and that holds the heat a lot easier. So if you can get it humid, it should stay warmer.
Sure. But then do you not mind the humidity then?
Yeah, well, I'm in Japan now and it's really dry in the winter, so the heat just escapes really easy. So it's nice just to have a bit of humidity. It's like the opposite of summer, where it's petrol, food, all the necessities are going up in price, whereas the non-essentials like
all the things that make life worth living.
widescreen TVs are going down.
Right.
So you have this article: University of Chicago students call for defunding abolishing school police during rally outside university president's house. And then, like, 2 months later, University of Chicago international students rally to demand safety upgrades week after failed shooting of recent grad. The next one could be anyone in this
I
crowd.
don't think anyone could have predicted this. Oh, shall we play this absolute banger from winter 2021? Some HYDE, load up the ting.
Oh, is that? Oh, shit, yeah, I'll get it.
It's like 2 minutes long, so not much of an intermission.
Has he made any money from his music?
I guess, well, I don't actually know if he's monetized on his YouTube channel because I don't really get any ads. But I guess, I don't know.
Incremental gains, anyway, isn't it? It's all about the incremental gain.
Yeah, speaking of monetization, I've got the subs now to do it on my other channel, but all my content's a bit non-fair use, so I don't know what to do with it really.
Can't you like just distort their voices in the video? So watch that.
I was thinking of
They're still
becoming
the same jokes, but
yeah, I was thinking of becoming a YouTube poop channel or something. Okay, here we go.
I'm if you tell you not to one day video discuss YouTube algorithm shook up, you get shot up. Me a shut up. Squeeze the trigger feel lasagna. Blood splash from me gun sight. Now go and fight. He me atheist. We don't trust Homo sapien. Social media have a boy a chatter. You know when him me tell me gonna rat-a-tata. Me load up the ting. A rap-a-pa-pum. Me hate Sicilian. Belly gun trying to die. He say he wanna live. He say you don't. Come boy, me shoot the barrel of me gun up to a batty boy the man. A rap-a-pop-pum. Me rifle explode if you want. Then a flea gun and nothing me a bicycle when me say me agrees. Me load up the thing. Rap-a-pop-pum. Okay, stop.
Good. I mean, I really didn't have high hopes, and I thought it was pretty
Bell time.
Bell time.
It's pretty
I'm
good.
sorry for keeping.
Good.
Absolute banger. Yeah, and that, I guess, segues really nicely into some HYDE fighting, or rather not fighting, Hasan PIKER. And Hasan PIKER basically spent the whole 2022 running away from some HYDE, which is glorious.
now he's hanging out with Ethan.
Like, what a
Ethan
year it's
Klein,
been.
isn't he? I think they're now
Like,
together.
what didn't Hasan PIKER get like accosted by some? I don't actually know if they were his fans or just like random trolls who are like, so are you gonna fight some HYDE, or are you gonna fight some HYDE? He just like he got so angry with them.
Yeah, some
He
conference.
did not like that at all.
I liked the revelation where he had that like proper like toxic masculinity late 2009 sort of channel where it was talking about like how to trick women into bed and all that sort of stuff, and it was just like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
You're just a bad person. Always been a bad
Yeah,
person.
he's. I mean, so he has openly admitted to frequenting a brothel in Germany that has been done for human trafficking. So it's highly likely, and again, I'm going to choose my words carefully here. It's certainly within the realms of possibility that Hasan PIKER has directly or indirectly contributed to human trafficking, and that's where I'm going to end it.
Okay, moving on. Couple with identity disorders
Nice.
who have over 400 personalities between them reveal they sometimes go a day without eating because their child alter egos don't know how to cook.
This is amazing. This is it's like, you know, when you play D&D and you really have to. I don't know if either of you have played role playing games, but you kind of sometimes have to like get into your character, and if you even though you know how to do something, your character doesn't. Like, it's very difficult for smart people to role play as idiots and vice versa. Whereas for these guys, just picking on the new role just comes off so seamlessly. Fantastic.
But I guess a lot of these identity issues come from the fact that at their core, these are just like defective people who were just like bullied in school, and instead of it building character, they just decided to disassociate and create all these different alter egos that are like shields. They're like Patronuses.
I reckon they're just
You're going to tell me
pedos.
subscribe to AA's theory that bullying's actually good. And like,
Man.
bullying's actually good because it's a corrective mechanism.
Mate, as a former bully, I completely agree with that.
All right.
Not a bully, a bully.
Before without going on the tangent too much, what's the worst act of bullying you've done?
Oh no, I was a bully, not a bully.
Oh, you were a bully. Okay. Well, all right. Well, if in that case, if you don't mind, what's the worst thing that your bullies have done to you?
It's not. My bullying wasn't like one specific event. It was just name calling every day. Like they used to call me Troilet Brush every day. And Boff was one name that they called me. Like, it was just consistent.
We might have to. There's a non-insignificant risk of doxing here, so we might have to tune that one out.
Nah, that's fine.
I've seen TikToks of these people where they're talking about having sex and then they switch to their child alter egos, which is why I just think this is just a front for noncing by some other way of getting around it somehow and trying to make it okay for some strange,
like there's that anime isn't there where there's like it's basically a child that they've drawn but they get around it by saying they're like 1,000-year-old vampire.
Yeah. So I saw a meme the other day. Don't know if I sent it to you. I was like, when I sent the draw picture of a house of a lolly artist, and somehow it's no longer just a drawing. Actually, I'll send it to you on the signal.
That big film in the 80s is another example of
Argentina's got another one.
noncing round through the back door.
Oh yeah. That's the good kind of noncing though.
Yeah. Nancing.
Oh man, Camus, it's been a year since we got the new CEO of Twitter. It didn't even last a year.
Oh, Parag. Really?
Yeah.
I thought, wow.
It was last December.
Damn.
So many people are losing their minds over the whole Twitter thing. It's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
People are hating Elon Musk for all the wrong reasons. It's doing my head in.
Well, you want him to? Here it is. Just a quick meme from good old Ludic Bath. Should be in your signal.
All the cons when I post a drawing of a very detailed drawing of their house online, suddenly it's not just a drawing. But yeah, did you see he got booed by Elon Musk got booed on stage with not Kanye West, fucking Dave Chappelle.
When did this happen?
A couple of days ago, he just went on stage with Dave Chappelle, and he was just stood there for 5 minutes with just everyone booing him.
He's just desperate to be.
He was just chilling there without even saying anything.
He said, "I'm fucking rich, bitch." But I'm just going off what articles have said, and they're all like saying, "Oh, it's because of what he's doing to Twitter." It's like maybe people just don't want to see an unfunny man when they've paid to see Dave Chappelle. Maybe that's the reason why they're booing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like SpaceX investors, they go to the boardroom looking for Elon. Dave Chappelle's just cracking jokes. It's just like
it's that time of year again when we fetishise old-timey walkable neighbourhoods while continue to ban their existence.
Yeah, I mean, walkable neighborhoods and defunding the police are two things that just kind of don't go together.
Mm-hmm.
It still amazes me in Japan. Like I see, like literally, like 5-year-old kids like walking to and from school in a city. It's like mad to me.
Yeah,
It's
people feel so
tempting.
safe in the streets, right?
yeah.
Fuck Trump, fuck Trump, fuck Trump, fuck Trump. Let's go, Brandon. This is dangerous to our democracy.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's hypocrisy, but
I can't believe it's been a year since there was even talk of Ukraine being invaded. I thought that was like March or something.
no, the invasion happened in like February or something.
Sure,
So
but
we're
why
soon
is
going to be
this...
celebrating 1 year.
February 23rd.
But this article's from December.
Yeah, so basically late December and the whole of January, it was just this like tense time where people are saying, oh, are they going to invade? Are they not going to invade? And a lot of political committees, actually, including the Duran, famously took an L by saying there's no way that Russia's going to invade. Even I was like, what? A war in Europe? What? Great.
Yeah, I didn't think it was.
So I was mad skeptical it's going to happen, right? But yeah, we might do. Should we do like a retrospective in February of like what a year has been?
Just watch the old episode, comment, and just go super meta with it. And then the year after, we'll watch ourselves watching ourselves. Now, I was thinking for like an end of the year thing, I could find some best bits and just put together something so we don't have to do one over Christmas. But if 2021 is any indication, 2022 will not see you living in the pod, but the pod will resemble a bleeding sodomized anus.
Yeah, do not Google Goatsy, just as a precaution.
I guess this little video is a nice segue from that one, based on this. Do you know what this is? Player 3 knows what this is, surely.
Which one?
Bottom right.
No, I actually don't.
Oh, you do? You're going to kick yourself.
All right.
The music.
Oh, yeah.
Why is there no music? It's broken. Oh, well.
Wait, is that the actual...
Awful.
Is that the full...
Awful.
Is that the full vid?
No, it's just the codec's messed up. Yeah.
It's a hard...
Big Boy Floyd.
That's It's like a unicorn, that video now.
And this is from Player One's favourite film. It is a good film, that. Funny.
Wait, my favourite film? It's not my favourite film.
Yeah, I was being
But,
sarcastic.
well, just because I watch furry porn doesn't mean it's my favourite film.
You're always going on about Officer Bunny.
No, I don't. I guess the analogy I was saying is that in real life you actually do need the rhinoceros policeman and the lion policeman, whatnot, the hippopotamus policeman.
Where are you sitting on this one, Player 3?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely on the right side of that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Accused dog shit.
I can't get past question 1 on those tests, so I think I'm in the middle.
Well, right, that puts you at the far left then, if you think that puts you in the middle if you can't get past the first question.
It's true, yeah, it's true, actually, it's true. It's true. I figured it was something that, I figured retarded people got it, and I wasn't retarded for not getting it, was the way I rationalised my inability to get past the first question.
This is a Principal Skinner meme. Am I retarded? No, it's the rest of the world is retarded.
Yeah, exactly. I figured I don't want to get past the first question.
And then we told them that cold weather and Christmas trees were what were giving everyone heart attacks.
I mean, yeah, cold. Well, having said that, cold weather actually can give you a stroke, which is why you're advised to keep your home above 17 degrees centigrade.
And ironically, the way to keep warm is also to have a stroke.
What? How? How does having a stroke keep you warm?
Friction. What's the Venn diagram of people who listened to Rage Against the Machine as a teen and people who named their dog after a pharmaceutical company look like?
Pretty big, I reckon.
Yeah.
People naming their dogs
Huge
Fauci
overlap.
and Pfizer. Rage for the Machine.
My goodness. Oh, have you seen Elon Musk saying, and I quote, my pronouns are prosecute / Fauci?
Yeah.
People lost their minds. Good old Colonel Windman absolutely lost his mind.
This is another thing that got memory hold, by the way. I can't find anything about Rage Against the Machine and supporting government measures anywhere online. Even the Rolling Stone article
Wait,
goes
what?
to 404 now. Yeah, I was looking.
No, Rage Against the Machine. So, they were hardcore for mandates and masks and all that. And in fact, even though the mandates were lifted, they would still require masks for their concerts, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, can't find anything about that now.
Should be renamed as Rage perfectly in tandem with the machine. But also, a lot of times they'll shout like takes that are perfectly in line with what establishment is happy for you to believe. So they would shout the occasional "fuck Trump." Never let's go Brandon though. They never do that. Heaven forbid.
Fuck you, I want Ted in my room.
Yeah. So, gone are the days.
I was looking because that band Slaves changed their name, didn't they, to Soft Play?
Is that what they changed it to?
Britney.
Yeah,
That's worse.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that?
It's just a different cage.
Yeah, that's true, right? And I was just trying to think if is Kanye the only punk person going about these days? Because if you look at like Sex Pistols back in the day, they were all sporting the old SWAT stickers and all that on the Ted Grundy, Bill Grundy show. What was it? That was it. So I think he's the closest we have to punk, believe it or not. But he's certified insane.
Well, we've got an update on Ye a bit later, but should we take a look at some more recent?
Mm-hmm.
Hunter Biden every time he buys crack and hookers. We've got the Dark Lord there.
Oh yeah, having the best, living his
The
best
drip,
life.
the drip. My goodness.
It's an OG meme I made. Be like Dursley, use your gas bills to keep yourself warm this winter. Yeah, I watched all the Harry Potters again recently. Now they're transphobic, they're way better. No, but I can't believe she's been getting away with the open anti-Semitism all these years, though, because the goblins are clearly, like, based on a certain demographic.
Oh, no. No.
Not my words.
I mean,
the words of J.K. Rowling.
Wait, what? She actually said that they're meant to be a metaphor.
No, but
No.
you look at them in the movies and you do a physiognomy check and you can tell.
Yeah, but surely that's more like Chris Columbus. I think he's the one who did the first movie, right?
Doesn't she have descriptions in the books?
Well, yeah, but surely the descriptions don't say. And I'm sure Rowling did not write. She did not write. They look like certain people from a certain Middle Eastern country.
They say boy. No, they don't.
Key, please. Lamp, please.
But didn't they try and pull that shit with like orcs and stuff in Lord of the Rings and say that was like
Yes,
some sort of whatever at some point?
they're meant to be a metaphor for African minorities, but I think that it's like a Rorschach test. Basically, it exposes your own like bigotry of soft expectations. If you think if you're seeing orcs and your first thought is it's Africans, right? That's you're the one being racist, not the person who came up with orcs. Especially since Tolkien came up with them as like a metaphor for Mongol hordes more than anything.
Yeah, if you have to be a dog to hear the whistle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just eat Cockneys. Oh, his takeaways are out, I guess.
Argentina's absolutely demolishing Croatia. What a game.
SAJID JAVID, no apology from Yvette Cooper for 13 years of uncontrolled immigration. That's from 9 years ago.
Yep.
And then we have Nigel Farage saying, according to the ONS figures, London, Manchester, and Birmingham are now all minority white city, and SAJID JAVID doesn't care.
Well, I mean, he did say he's not standing for re-election, right? So he might as well drop the pretense that he gives a shit about any of this. Either way, right?
Yeah.
Like, politicians are their most honest when they say they're not going to seek re-election.
Is Matt Hancock seeking re-election?
I don't know. He says he was. Oh, is this for snogging that lady? Oh yeah, Gina Coladangelo.
Former Health Secretary Matt Hancock will not stand at the next election. We've got another 3 years to wait. Not that it'll make a difference. Did you watch any of the I'm a Celebrity stuff? I didn't bother in the end.
I literally don't watch TV. I watch a bit of the World Cup, occasional episode of Taskmaster. Congrats to Dara Bryan for winning the most recent series. And that's basically it.
I can't believe he hasn't been on it soon.
Yeah, he's a great comedian.
But yeah, Matt Hancock says, please.
Very jovial, down to earth. Doesn't feel the need to inject politics.
Yeah, Matt Hancock says, please forgive me for breaking COVID rules with Gina Coladangelo. Ex-Health Secretary says he was deeply in love, but doesn't need forgiveness for his handling of the pandemic.
Please forgive me. What's that, Aerosmith? Is that Aerosmith? Please forgive me.
This is about out of date now, unfortunately. Who's the one in the back middle?
Oh, goodness me. Wow, that is...
Is that the Queen?
Wow. Well, in the middle? Yeah, that's the Queen. This is... unfortunately, they did it. England managed to lose it on penalties in a game that didn't go to penalties, which is spectacular.
It's the British way, or the English way, I should say.
Yeah, the English way.
So angry Scottish fans shouting. At least we got in the World Cup. US women's national team will get half of the money won by USMNT at World Cup. Well, at least we can take solace in the fact that they're not going to see a penny. What else do we got?
Yeah.
BBC to produce lighter content to attract Britons from poorer backgrounds. What does lighter mean in this context?
It's again bigotry of sex expectations, right? You're like, oh, you're from poorer background. Well, you must enjoy shite on TV, which is just not true. So now, how about we produce more shite TV for you?
Oh, so the term lighter doesn't mean skin tone?
No, I think so. No.
Okay. I thought because he's like... This picture looks like he's like doing some sort of skin lightening procedure.
Oh, that shit really pissed me off. I just don't know how they just keep getting it wrong.
What was the thrust of the article?
That they need to compete. Basically, what went wrong with the BBC was in the 50s, ITV and all that arrived, and they had to start doing this anyway and make it. It was basically a race to the bottom, and they just declared that they're going to go even faster to the bottom. Is what the esoteric reading of it is anyway, in my view. But yeah, they seem to think that highbrow isn't for the masses, and we need to have more gay shit, I guess, probably.
You ready? Can't see it. Balls equals ball.
Just no.
The torch of Lucifer.
Oh, I love shit like this. Those are quite good arrows.
The word ball originates from Old Norse bull, which was a rounded hill. It's got nothing to do with Baal. But anyhow, incidentally, the Greek word phallus originates from the same word as well. So cock and balls have the same origin word in the Old Norse, a rounded hill. Tell that to your mates next time you're going to a pub quiz or trying to play the old cock or balls.
That explains what mine looks like.
Yeah, this Yul Rath guy was getting dragged on Twitter. Publicly posting the names and identities of frontline employees involved in content moderation puts them in harm's way and is a fundamentally unacceptable thing to do.
My goodness. Frontline. Like it's a cop who has to put on riot gear or something.
Yeah, well, he's going over the top. It's at the end of Blackadder.
Yeah. Frontline.
Did you see that the Twitter's being sued because apparently Elon sacked more women than men? But I think the sackings were just a result of, yeah, if you want to stay here, you have to work hard, right? So it's kind of like a
Wow.
it kind of worked yourself out in that
So
sense.
Twitter's getting handled by the regime, basically. All right, Twitter, you've had your fun, but it's time to come back to the regime fold. We'll see to it.
Oh, they keep calling it like troublesome and inappropriate and all sorts of suggestive words that something's amiss there and we shouldn't be paying attention to it, and for some reason it's a bit batty.
But isn't it interesting how as soon as Elon took over, suddenly all the cheese pizza disappeared, right? all those years they couldn't get a handle on it, and this brave entrepreneurial African American takes over, and suddenly all the cheese pizza, poof, gone. None.
Is it
None
How
whatsoever.
do we know if it's gone though? Because I'm not going to fucking go and see if it's there. Who are we trusting?
That's also true. Yeah.
Who are we trusting that it's gone?
So
Because he said the bots would go, but the bots are still there.
yeah, you're right. I trust the Eliza Blue. Do you know? Do you know Eliza Blue? So she's the lady
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
actually she's like a huge maybe
An
not
advocate for survivors.
but activist is probably the best name. Yeah,
Yeah.
activist against human trafficking and abuse. And she says, and I'll take her word for it. Hopefully, she didn't go about googling all these things, but she says that all the cheese pizza hashtags have been cleaned up and taken off, and all the material's gone.
There's something off about her though. I can't quite place it. There's just, I don't know. I don't fully trust her. She's going batty on fucking Twitter the other day because someone said, "Oh yeah, you shouldn't wear like this flamboyant sequin dress to like a dinner that was supposed to be like talking about survivors and stuff." Which I kind of get the point, but she was like saying, "Oh no, why should just because I'm a survivor I should dress like Hillary Clinton?" It's like, no, like just don't dress like a fucking drag queen to a talk about like sexual abuse survivors and stuff. No one's telling you have to wear like a fucking Amish outfit. Just if you really care about like these people, then you should sacrifice how you want to dress if it's going to get the message to more people and take you seriously. So I don't know. There's just something a bit not serious there that makes me wonder.
So what you're basically saying is, inshallah, show some modesty. Thought. That's what you're saying.
That's a nice little segue because up here on the top right we got Qatari fans took photos of Miss Croatia in disapproval.
I'm sure it's a disapproval. I'm sure that that's the only time they'll be staring at that photo. They will not pull it up on their phones ever again.
And they're going to vicariously beat her off at the when they go back to their huge mansions.
Well, that's yeah.
And then we have another strong, independent woman here in the... I remember when I was doing Hunger Games, nobody had ever put a woman in the lead of an action movie. Jennifer Lawrence says, "We were told girls and boys can both identify with a male lead, but boys cannot identify with a female lead."
I mean, off the top of my head, I can think of three, which would be Alien, Terminator series, and Trinity, The Matrix. Although you could say Keanu Reeves is the lead, but
what are those ones with...
Tomb Raider, Resident Evil.
Easy, yeah. Tomb Raider.
Yeah, what was that other series that she was in? The one from Resident Evil that... what's her name?
Yeah, Resident Evil. No,
Jovovich.
Underworld.
Underworld, that's it.
Mila Jovovich. Resident Evil and Underworld. 2 horror series.
Is she...
This is like Black Panther as well, where they say it's the first black superhero, and Blade was around, and I remember Blade. I like Blade.
Blade was sick. I loved Blade movies as a kid. I might
even
rewatch
had,
them, to be honest.
Wesley Snipes, absolute G. Tax the theft. Wesley Snipes.
Thinking about that time Reagan got shot and one of his guys pulled out a fucking Uzi.
Yeah, that is cool as fuck, that isn't it?
Interesting that people have the Uzi instead of like an American-made gun. Kind of makes me want to bring up the Kirby Item Bounce tune.
Is it Israeli, the Uzi?
Yeah, it's an Israeli submachine gun.
This doesn't have any text. I just thought it was Long Live the King. Someone's been drinking Polyjuice potion. Which one were you guys on this monitor one? I can't remember.
At the moment, I'm true neutral, but
Unlawful-
at work I'm
unlawful
chaotic
neutral most
good.
days.
At home, I'm neutral good.
It's neutral good. At home, I'm just true neutral.
True neutral. I hate
No,
having
no, at work I'm
chaotic
lawful
evil.
neutral.
Yeah, work I'm lawful neutral, and then at home I'm lawful evil.
Oh no! How? How can you? What? Why do you need all this vertical space for? What the fuck?
It's for when I'm gaming, right? My bottom screen's also a touch screen, so I can like hit record, do things on the bottom screen without having to like shift whatever out of the window, so it makes it quicker. Also takes up
No
less
way.
space.
Right, fair. Okay.
Alright, let's move on. Or should we watch a bit of this Harry and Paul sketch, Love Actually, since it's this time of year?
And now what promises to be the biggest romantic comedy of the year. Bill Nye plays Hugh Grant in Richard Curtis's new movie, I Love You.
Every woman, every man, join the caravan.
So, you should probably, and I should probably, and then maybe, perhaps, I mean, only if you wanted to.
I'd love that.
Gosh. Oh. Crikey.
British humour.
I was enjoying that.
Yeah, well, we don't want to get copyright strike, do we? Okay, big story.
Here he is.
Liver,
Right.
love,
Well,
lies.
I think we're all incredibly surprised, astonished even. I don't think anyone would have even conceived of the notion that the Liver King was abusing copious amounts of anabolic steroids and growth hormone. Actually, not that much. Fair where it's fair. Fairness where it belongs. He was not taking that many anabolic steroids, but he was taking $10,000 worth of growth hormone a month. He was slamming. He was slamming enough growth hormone. He was slamming more growth hormone than they give to racehorses.
Jesus.
He was taking enough growth hormone in a day as some competing bodybuilders. Well, I'm saying was. Well, A, alleged, and B, he's probably allegedly still doing it. In as much growth hormone in a day as some bodybuilders take in a fucking week or a month even. And yes, as the first headline says, shocking, Liver King was on steroids. We're all shocked. We couldn't believe it at first. We genuinely thought it's all eating raw meat and sunning your balls and sticking to the 9 primeval ancestral tenets, not fucking tenants. If I hear one more person say 9 ancestral tenets, I'm gonna fucking flip. It's
I feel the same about the word pundit when people say pundit instead of pundit.
Yeah, but you pronounce it nuclear. You do not belong in this conversation.
That's what?
You pronounce it nuclear.
Nuclear.
Oh, okay. I thought
Get
it,
back in the room then.
player 3. How do you pronounce nuclear?
Nuclear.
Okay. Right. I
Is it
don't
right?
know who it is then who pronounces nuclear. But there is no second U for fuck's sake. Right. Anyhow, so back to the original 9 ancestral tenets, i.e., walk barefoot and, to be honest, hardly any clothes. Sun your balls, eat raw meat, don't eat processed food, and most importantly, take enough growth hormone to satisfy a racehorse. As well as, a cheeky bit of testosterone, a cheeky bit of Deca, a cheeky bit of Winstrol, just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And yeah, but the community is shocked. Nobody could have suspected this guy's in gear. Nobody. I mean, this physique is perfectly achievable, natty. if with the right amount of training, proper diet, and proper nutrition, right? Easy.
Is
Well,
So is the growth hormone, is that just to build muscle mass? What does it actually do?
Yeah. So the growth hormone but it gives you incredible regenerative abilities, right? Because um, growth hormone is basically, well, growth hormone to an extent, testosterone is what allows him to do these grueling workouts. Like he says, he trains twice a day. There's absolutely no fucking way people without gear can maintain a level of intensity where they can train once a day. Not even talking about twice a day, right? This man here claims, "Oh yeah, I train twice a day." There's absolutely no way a person of gear would be able to train hardcore twice a day, as he says, in blood boiling workouts, without either having to lower intensity or just continuously injuring themselves,
Yeah.
because your connective tissue is just not going to cope with it. You're going to get muscle sprains. And so growth hormone basically turns you into mini Wolverine in your ability to regenerate damaged tissue. And that manifests itself in muscle growth, growth of connective tissue, but also a fucking roid gut, which is what he has. The roid gut is not actually from steroids, it's from abuse of growth hormone. And it gives you that sort of distended stomach that you can see in that in the photo on the right. Um, and another thing, and the reason for that is because growth hormone makes your organs grow, which means it's gonna grow your stomach, it's gonna grow your heart, and it's gonna grow your liver, which means you are most likely going to die a lot earlier than you'd like to from either liver problems or from heart problems.
that would be so
And to
beautiful.
be honest,
Wouldn't
it would be quite hilarious if Liver King has to uh,
Get a liver
hilarious.
transplant.
Bit of Schadenfreude, I suppose. If Liver King, ends up developing health problems to do with his liver because of his abuse of PEDs. I mean, it's not just the growth hormone that's bad for your liver. So the two of the steroids that he's taking, well, actually just one because he's not taking Debol. He's just taking Winstrol. Winstrol is an oral steroid, and the way they make it bioavailable orally, because normally steroids are not bioavailable orally, and I'm saying this because I'm a PhD in medicinal chemistry. So the way they make steroids bioavailable orally is by adding something to it that makes it incidentally extremely toxic to the liver. And so with the amount of growth hormone plus these oral steroids that he's taking, I mean, his liver is probably like that of a 50-year-old alcoholic. I mean, the guy has never posted any of his like blood, and probably with good reason, because I imagine his liver enzymes.
How old is
Especially
he?
if he's still
He
taking-
looks like he looks 50. Like is it?
Yeah, so I think he's in his late 40s.
Right.
Yeah. So
He's 45.
and yeah, I mean, his apology was just fucking tragic. Can we play? Can we play a little bit of his apology? Can we play to the bit where he starts bringing up people ending their free trial on live?
Yeah, YouTube apology. Oh, here we go.
LiverKing, the public figure, was an experiment to spread the message, to bring themselves. Our people are hurting at
Here we go.
record. The 80,000 people a day that try to kill themselves, our people are hurting at record rates with depression, autoimmune, anxiety, infertility, low ambition in life. Our young men are hurting the most, feeling lost, weak, and submissive. So I made it my job to model, teach, and preach a simple, elegant solution called ancestral living. The 9 ancestral
Okay,
tenets.
right.
So our
Stop
people
it.
no
It's just
longer have to
fucking
suffer.
infuriating. Because imagine you are like a depressed kid, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to listen to this guy's advice. I'm gonna, and fairness, to be fair, great where it's due. A lot of his advice is actually quite useful. Like, minimize processed foods, drink more water, probably spend more time in the sun. That's all. That's all good advice. But without gear, let me make this one thing absolutely clear. Without gear, you will not look like Liver King, and he demonstrated that himself when he went to Africa, because he said, oh, "I'm going to go to Africa. I'm going to visit people, actual tribesmen, and connect with people who live the same lifestyle as me." And he had like a Curb Your Enthusiasm theme moment where it turns out that none of those African tribesmen were, bulked up monstrosities with massive roid guts. They were, yeah, look at that. So I'm not saying that these guys look awful. You know, they have low body fat. They probably have they have a decent amount of muscle, but they're not roided up monstrosities like he is, right? So
Yeah.
yes, if you clean up your diet, spend a lot of time in the sun, you will improve your health. No, you will not look like him. And if you do 12 workouts a week or 2 workouts a day for prolonged periods of time that are high intensity, you will injure yourself. You need adequate rest.
Don't trust
And
anyone with a lisp either.
yeah. But just imagine if you are like a depressed kid and you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna start working out. Um, I'm gonna follow his advice, and then you don't end up looking like him, even though you follow his advice. Or worse yet, you follow his advice, you do 2 workouts a day, and you fucking injure yourself, or you keep getting injured yourself, and then you start getting even more depressed because you can't live up to this impossible standard, literally impossible standard with that gear that this dude set up, and it's maddening, it's infuriating. Like if this guy had any shame whatsoever, he would just donate all of the hundreds of millions of dollars of profits he got from his company to a charity, to some kind of male depression charity, or just mental health charity, and then just
Was he
leave the
selling
public
stuff
eye.
as well?
Never show his
Was he
fucking face
selling?
again.
Was he selling
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah, so he's
Oh,
got a
what a
company
scumbag.
that sells liver and bone marrow supplements, and he makes fuck ton of money of it. And he says that is the key, right? That is the key. I mean, there are a ton of guys before him, who said they have the key, and they all end up to kill. And it's always annoying. And yeah, so I guess the final act of the story is that he's now been going around on different podcasts. Well, first he went to a podcast with Rogan, and he's going around different podcasts, and he's saying that he's now gonna come off gear. And when he comes off gear, he's going to look like Tom Hanks in Castaway, right? That's what he's going to look like when he comes off gear. Because the amount of muscle he has is going to be completely unsustainable without PEDs. So I guess in the next 6 months, if he goes to the size of Tom Hanks, we'll know that he's off gear. And if he doesn't, we'll know that he's still on gear, Or he might try this shit again. We might get Liver King round 2, where he tells everyone, I'm now off steroids. It's blatantly he's not. Another round of emails emerges. And then we go through this boogaloo again. And it's just going to be a continuous cycle of Liver King, Ascension, Liver King, Apology, Liver King, Ascension, Liver King, Apology, on and on until the heat death of the universe. Yeah. Awful. Awful human being. Awful person. I am judging him. And if you are going to do steroids, this channel does not recommend drug use. Just educate yourself first about, the pituitary, the gonads, steroids, aromatization, estrogen receptor, estrogen activity, aromatase activity. Just do your fucking research before you do any of this stuff.
So if anyone wasn't following the in-depth biochemical description of what he did to get this big, it's basically like when Goku was training in 100 times gravity and he was eating sensu beans to recover quickly. That's basically...
Yeah. Except instead of senzu beans, it's Master Roshi with a syringe. Jabbing him in the ass. I mean, his ass must be like a pincushion.
Okay.
Yeah. Right, moving on.
There's 2 little things left. So we've got arms deal trade.
This is a great meme.
I love it.
I receive a merchant of death, international arms dealer. You receive basketball lesbian with a pay weed charge.
Oh, that's incredible. I mean,
yeah, go on. They're mocking us as well, aren't they? Because there's actually quite a lot of prisoners that probably are a bit more worthwhile of that trade in Russia at this moment in time.
So apparently there is an American teacher who is being held up in Russia. Who's being imprisoned in Russia on exactly the same charge. He was caught with a little bit of kind of minor drug. And basically, it just goes to show that even though especially people on the left, might be giving it all the good shit about how much they love teachers and stuff, in reality, they don't give a fuck, because there is literally a teacher in exactly the same situation as Brittney Griner in Russia, in some kind of a work camp prison system, and no one gives a fuck.
Yeah,
absolutely no one.
Quite a few Marines.
I'll see if I can dig him up quickly. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, there's a few Marines as well who've been in prison for a while, in prison for spying, for a lot longer as well.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we've got this very deep voiced young lady
Is there a possibility
return
they're undercover? They're a spy?
Well,
Or
like
is this
white chick sort of style or something like.
I wasn't suggesting that they're actually. No, I mean, like, do they have some other purpose that they can't reveal publicly?
Possible, yeah.
But then
It
I
is
guess you
possible.
reveal that to the Russians, don't you, by making that trade, if that's the case.
Mm-hmm. That's, yeah, I suppose that could be the case. I think it's probably more identity politics and general looking good.
Yeah, I think it's just managing optics, essentially, right?
Yeah, I think that's more what it is. But yeah, that guy, the guy that we've given him, was the basis of a film, wasn't he? That Nicolas Cage.
Oh, is that who that's about? What's the film
Yeah.
called? Lord of War?
Something like that. Yeah, it's all based on him. So this guy's
Or Dog of War?
high status prisoner, really.
Lord of War.
Yeah, Lord of the Nicolas Cage. What are the finer movies with Nicolas Cage?
So Nicolas Cage is he's out of the cage.
Yes.
I like the WNBA fans excited to see Brittney. Is it Griner or Griner? I don't know. Play after being released from the gulag.
You gotta fight your way out, soldier. You have one redeployment.
Well, now I get to watch her break records in the WNBA.
Well, the WNBA fan is excited to see Brittney Griner play. Oh, have you just said that? I'm just completely fucking. It's early, mate. It's early.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a little yay update. Just some yay memes. Tim Pool, don't generalise groups. You just said I would be good for the black vote. The hat comes off.
Gotcha. He's gone a bit MJ, hasn't he? He's gone a bit Michael Jackson blanket with that morph suit thing he's doing.
Yeah.
Just wearing a stocking on his face. You mean?
Is that,
like he's
is
doing
it
a really
stocking?
bad bank robbery.
Yeah. Did you see?
It just reminds
did you
me
see
of, have you seen Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels? There's two guys from Manchester in that movie with incredibly thick accents who put up stockings on heads and go rob
It's
elderly
the
people.
Scousers, yeah. It's the Scousers, yeah.
Just reminds me of that.
What was I watching? I was watching some video yesterday, and it was some Americans, and they pronounced Scouser as Scouser. It's like, oh.
Scouse. It sounds like something you clean a toilet with, so maybe it's more appropriate.
Yeah, so I was watching him on Alex Jones on 2x speed, as I do. But everyone sounds autistic when they are on 2x speed, and I think that's because I started watching the Chris Chan documentary. It was one of the first things I started watching on 2x speed. So now everyone on 2x speed sounds like Chris Chan to me. I loved his fucking little Netanyahu joke.
Yeah, that was so good. That was genius. I didn't have a clue what was going on with that. Then I clocked it like a few hours later when I in my room, like,
Weebay meme. I need to get it up. But yeah,
The whole situation is just mental. Like, what is happening? We have suddenly three people who, well, two has-beens and a divorced hip hop star team up to have dinner with Trump, but actually take him down. This whole thing just seems like a Caesar wet dream. Do you know what I mean? Like you have Milo Yiannopoulos, a guy who's in debt, hasn't been relevant since basically 2017. Who suddenly comes out of the woodwork, gets himself a Richard Spencer haircut, decides to become Yee's campaign manager. Presumably Yee's paying for all this with the money that he no longer has because his deals were cut. I'm just flabbergasted at what the fuck is happening here. Like, if you told me this would be happening in 2018, if you say, yeah, Kanye West will be on Alex Jones, and Alex Jones will be the reasonable one, and Kanye West will be ranting. Yeah. And Milo Yiannopoulos will be there. He'll no longer be doing gamergate stuff. He'll actually be Kanye's campaign manager. Oh, and Nick Fuentes will be there too. And Nick Fuentes, it turns out, is a Fed. Like, if you told me that 4 years ago, I think nuts. But I mean, then again, a lot of things.
Explain Nick Fuentes being a glowy to me because I missed that, but I'm all there.
So well,
he's literally glowy. He was taking black light on his housemate's sheets, right?
Yeah, I remember that. He's literally glowy. So.
Looking for clues.
Basically, Fuentes lied about the fact that he was on a no-fly list, and people are saying that either he lied about being on a no-fly list, or he was on a no-fly list, and the feds agreed to take him off the no-fly list if he cooperates. I believe that's part of the story, not the whole story. And since then, Fuentes has been heavily anti-anonymity, which does suggest that he wants docs themselves. They can be targeted.
Also strange when he's sat opposite the Question, or whatever he's called. You know, that character from Superman, who basically Michael Malice dressed up as him once. Very cool.
Yeah.
You basically copied Michael
What
Malice,
was Michael
right?
Malice wrong on? What he had
I don't
been
know.
wrong on?
It's
Also,
just Dave Rubin. It's just Dave Rubin fucking clickbait, I guess.
But
about the
also
future of New York. He said he was wrong about the future of New York.
It's quite fitting that Michael Malice has now basically kind of given up on writing his book White Pill, because there is no white pill. We're fucked. There is no white pill. Just Turbo America, someone called it. Like the complete ascendancy, completely unstoppable regime. Just nothing can be done. Yeah. Thanks for coming, folks.
American Night.
Yeah, thanks for coming, folks. The only people, it's like, I mean, it's a fucking clown show, isn't it? It's a clown show on both sides. It's a clown show, and that could very well be deliberate, right? It's a clown show regarding the people who are in power, and it's a clown show regarding the people who are supposedly against the people in power. So it's one gigantic clown show. There are no adults. Anyone who tells you it's time for adults to run the show is just fucking lying to you. It's just, instead of adults, it's just his own brand of clown. It's his own brand of clowns and unserious people. There are no serious people in politics. Like, idiocracy, like, I think it's a bit of a cliche. People say, oh, idiocracy is becoming real. Like, but it genuinely might be. Because looking, for instance, as simple things as like White House press release are just the quality of writing. It just reads like some 17-year-old high schooler wrote. And you just think, wow, and there's still a long way to go.
That's a Cheesegate paying dividends behind scenes.
Yeah, grim future. Quote Peter Hitchens: "Leave the country and run as fast as you can somewhere."
Where to though?
Japan, mate. The streets are clean. The crime is low.
Yeah,
people are yellow.
The people
cherry blossom. Please,
they're not. They try and be as white as possible. It's the one place where people want to be white still.
Please, cherry blossom, accept me.
Okay.
Or learn Mandarin. That might be my plan B. Learn Mandarin. Train Chinese pilots on how to shoot down British planes.
Next time on Memery Hole. Left-wing sponsors versus right-wing sponsors. True alphas know the bigger the dildo you can fit, the man you are. So I guess it's in response to the bottom left meme of Jack Murphy. Can you believe it's been a year since the Jack Murphy revelations?
Wow.
How mad's that?
Wow.
I love the female Floyd. 2022 will be a year of changes for the better. I'm in my lane, focused, unbothered, healing, transitioned, breathing.
Then we got what's his name? I always forget people's names who I don't want to remember.
Scott Allen.
That's it. You've been persuaded, kid. Linguistic voodoo, hypnotic jujitsu, linguistic kill shot. Oh, for fuck's sake! So I don't have to turn my head. Persuasion kung fu.
Persuasion kung fu. So this is in relation to the post that he made, where he said, imagine if COVID had a 50% lethality rate, and a vaccine made it so that you would like 100% survive. Would you take it, even if there was a chance it could give you like myocarditis? And everyone just responded with, wow, great argument, amazing. I've just been completely persuaded. Imagine if COVID had a 50% lethality rate. Yeah, imagine. Right, cool.
Okay, like, subscribe. Should have shilled at the start. I always forget. I was tired. I'm now awake. But yeah.
Transitioned, breathing.
Right, see you next time.
Yeah.